Hello everybody, I'm Chris Provost, and you're watching Provost Park Best. Before we even get started on this video, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Could you please hit that subscribe button? Guys, we're almost at 200,000 subscribers. And plus, we also have a whole slew of brand new videos coming out about Disneyland Secrets Revealed, Halloween videos, all this coming out. So you want to hit that subscribe button. It's something you can do free, and I really appreciate that. All right, now I have to warn you, in this video, I am giving you my opinion. This is strictly my opinion. Maybe my opinion laced with a little bit of nostalgia. If you disagree with what I'm saying, that's perfectly fine. And I would love to hear you guys' opinions itself. Put it down in the comments down below. Put it down what you think. All I ask is you be respectful of other people. If they disagree with what you think or you disagree with what they think, that's fine. It's okay to have different opinions, but be respectful of other people. Let's talk about alcohol in Disneyland. Now here's what's going on. Disneyland just announced that they're going to be selling alcohol in Disneyland. And this is a really big deal. And people have very strong opinions on this. Is this the right move for Disney to do? Or is this the wrong move for Disney to do? I'd like to hear your opinions on that. I am now going to give you my opinion. I don't think that Disneyland should be selling alcohol. And in a few moments, I'm going to tell you exactly why. I am not opposed for alcohol. I think alcohol can be fine in certain situations. I have no problem with that at all. I mean, like, let's take a look at DCA. They sell alcohol in DCA. Do I have a problem with that? No, I think that's part of DCA's identity. Exactly. Also, like Epcot. You go down to Epcot, they sell alcohol in Epcot. Does that bother me? Not at all. That's part of Epcot's like total thing. That's one of the things that people love about Epcot. For those people on the West Coast who maybe don't know, Epcot has this whole thing where all these different, it's called the World Showcase of all the different countries. And a lot of people, they'll drink around the world and get alcohol in each of those different countries, or they'll eat around the world and go all the way around those countries. And that's something that Epcot has, and people really enjoy that aspect of it. You know, they also sell alcohol in Animal Kingdom. They sell alcohol in Hollywood Studios. They even do sell alcohol in limited amounts in Magic Kingdom. You just can't really walk around until you get at a restaurant. So I don't have a problem with alcohol being sold in the parks. Here's what I have a problem with, though, is alcohol being sold in Disneyland. I know some of you are like, well, that's kind of hypocritical, Chris. How can you go here, but you can't go there? Why are you feeling that way? Well, the reason I feel that way is because I believe that Disneyland is Walt's park. That is Walt's park. He walked that park. He designed that park. He created that whole thing to be what he wanted it to be, and it became his vision and his reality. And Disneyland is Walt Disney's park. And Walt did not want alcohol sold in Disneyland because Walt felt that having alcohol introduced in the park would dilute the family experience. He wanted the park to be completely family friendly. And so he's thought, I don't think alcohol should be in that park because it might dilute the family experience. And so he says no alcohol. And that was Walt's doing. He's like, no alcohol. Now, they did sell alcohol in the park in Club 33. Club 33 is a private club. And that was designed by Walt. And that's where they go do business meetings. And that alcohol, that was the only place that you can get alcohol in Disneyland. But it's a very exclusive club. You have to have a membership to go to that club or be invited to go to that club. And that was it. There's no other place that you were able to get alcohol in Disneyland. And that was just how Walt had Disneyland designed. Well, what happened? I think what happened is that, and I can tell you the day right here, because look at this shirt right there. Do you see this shirt here? This is Galaxy's Edge opening right here, and it says right down here, May 31st, 2019. May 31st, 2019, Disneyland introduced alcohol, the sell of alcohol, in Galaxy's Edge at Oga's Cantina. Now, there was a little bit of an uproar and a little bit of like, some people were concerned about that, but most people are like, okay with that. And I think that the reason I think people might, this is just my thoughts, I want to hear your opinion on this. Galaxy's Edge, in my opinion, still, people don't even really associate that with Disneyland. It's almost its own little part, right? It's like, when you think of Disneyland, people come up to me all the time, and they're like, hey, Chris, it's nice to see you, and we engage in conversations. And one of the things I like to do when I engage with people is I like to ask them, like, what's your favorite land? What's your favorite attraction? And I've asked that questions probably maybe 5,000 to 6,000 times to different people who've come up and talked to me. I think of all the times I've asked that question, maybe 2 people have ever said Galaxy's Edge. Most people don't even think of Galaxy's Edge as part of Disneyland. It's so well hidden, and it seems removed. And I don't know why it's like a mental block. We think of Disneyland, we think of Tomorrowland, we think of Fantasyland, we think of Adventureland, but we don't think of Galaxy's Edge. So Galaxy's Edge is its own little entity, and they started selling alcohol there in 2019, May of 2019. I think what Disney was doing is they were testing the waters to see how people would react to that. Right? We're going to see if we can sell alcohol here, but if people kind of freaked out about it. And most people really didn't freak out about it because I think most people are like, well, that's Galaxy's Edge. It's its own thing. It's not part of Disneyland really, even though it is part of Disneyland. If that makes sense to you, maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe you're right, Chris, you are off. You're a rocker. Galaxy's Edge is Disneyland. I understand. We can talk about that in a whole nother video if you'd like me to. But what happened is that they started selling alcohol in Galaxy's Edge. And it stayed right there. You could buy a drink in Oga's Cantina. You can't take the alcohol out of Oga's Cantina, but you could have a drink there. Well, Disney just announced they started selling last Tuesday alcohol in Disneyland. They're selling it in 3 different restaurants. Those 3 different restaurants are selling it in the River Belle Terrace. They're also selling it in the Carnation Cafe, and they're selling it in Cafe Orleans. And these restaurants have a huge list of drinks. You can get cocktails, you can get beer, you could get all kinds of things like just wine, and you could get these at restaurants. Now you can't take them out of the restaurant. You can't like go and just walk around the park with an alcoholic beverage. But these 3 restaurants are now offering alcohol to be sold in the parks. I want to know, how do you guys feel about that? Is it going to stop there? Is it going to keep moving forward? And are they going to start selling it in different carts and different different restaurants? What's going on? This is what I personally believe, and this is where I think people maybe will come at me a little bit, or maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. I personally am against them selling alcohol in the park because I think it goes against Walt Disney, what he wanted, his vision for Disneyland. I think Disney right now is doing a little bit of a money cash grab. It's an easy way for Disney to make more money. Hands down, very easy way. Sell alcohol, they can jack up the prices pretty high, and people are going to buy it. I don't believe, and I could be wrong, I could be misreading the audience. I don't think there's this huge groundswell movement of people out there clamoring, we want alcohol in Disneyland. I never felt that. In fact, all my friends, everybody who drinks, they had no problem with not having alcohol in Disneyland. They would just go over to Disney California Adventure and grab a drink because you could park up real easy, and then they would come back over to Disneyland. There was never, I don't feel like there's ever this strong pressure, this movement of people saying we have to have this. And so I feel like this is Disney Corporation. This is the Disney Corporation putting this in place for them to do more of a money grab to try to make more money, because it's an easy way for them to make money, because you can mark up alcohol to really high margins on it and make a lot of profit off of this. Also, I thought about this as if I was a member maybe of Club 33, that would also maybe kind of dilute. I was like, that's a really cool exclusive club. And that was one of the perks, is that was the only place you can go to buy alcohol. Now, all of a sudden, that's kind of being removed a little bit. And so I wonder how people feel about that. I'm not exactly sure to say on that. But I think that I don't like that they're doing this, because I think this is Walt's park. And I feel like the Disney Corporation is moving away from Walt's vision of Disneyland and moving it farther and farther away from what Walt originally wanted. And what Walt wanted was a vision at that time, and it worked. Families would go there. We'd go there and have great memories. And what he created was something so magical that has been enduring the test of time. So it's weird to me that they're moving away from that vision of Walt and moving to something else. Maybe I am completely blowing this up and maybe this is a mountain over a molehill, and this is no big deal. I would like to hear your opinions down below. I'd like to hear your opinions down below. I don't have any problems with alcohol being sold at other Disney parks. I think it's part of the process of that. I think that's part of the other park's identity. But I am very stringent on Disneyland because I want it to adhere to what Walt Disney wanted. It's his vision. And I think that he was a genius on that, and he created something that was so magical, because nobody else had created that, right? There were other theme parks before Disneyland, and they did have alcohol, and they had the boardwalk games, all these things. And he's like, I don't want to do any of that. I want it to be completely a place for families. I want it to be family oriented. And he was worried that alcohol might dilute that experience. So I'm curious what you guys' opinions are down below. Tell me, am I right? Am I wrong? What do you guys think about this? What's going on? Have I missed the mark? Am I on the mark? I'd like to hear your opinions, but I do ask this. You be respectful. If somebody has an opinion that's different of yours, that's okay. It's okay to have different opinions. Just be respectful of that, and maybe think, well, where are they coming from? What are they trying to say? Maybe we can learn from other people's opinions. That's perfect. Great. Hit the subscribe button. We have a lot coming out, guys. A lot of cool videos coming out. I'm gonna do tons of Halloween stuff, lots of secrets revealed. One of the videos that you guys requested was the top 5 sounds of Disneyland. That's gonna be coming out. I can't believe you guys voted on it, and the sounds that you came up with were literally, I'm gonna tell you this right now. One of the sounds that you voted for is on an attraction that everybody hates, but you absolutely love the sound. What? Craziness. So hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you guys get notified when new videos come out. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I'm back. Are you sick of me yet? I'm sorry about this. But I just got done filming this, and my wife, Amanda, was sitting behind camera, and when I got done, she has a whole bunch of thoughts, and she started telling me a lot of thoughts. And I thought, well, that's really interesting, and I want to hear her point of view. This is how she feels. She feels that this might be a little bit of a slippery slope. She feels that if Disneyland, the corporation, the Disney corporation, just came in and started selling alcohol like at the carts, like the pickle stands, and it was just everywhere people could drink it and walk around, that there would be a huge uproar, and people would be like, never, don't do that. And so she feels that Disney started it in Galaxy's Edge and then pushed it a little bit. Now they're doing 3 little restaurants. And she thinks within like 5 years that Disneyland's going to be selling alcohol at all these different places because it's going to become the normal standard of what Disneyland does. And she thinks that they're incrementally increasing like this because she thinks if they did too much, too fast, that people would freak out. I'm like, that's not what Walt Disney wants. But they just keep pushing a little bit like this. Then we just keep giving and taking and giving and taking. That's her opinion on that. So I don't know. I was like, well, that could be. It's a slippery slope, possibly. I'm not sure what you guys think about that, but that was my wife Amanda's point of view. And I think it's very valid because I think that they started here and there's moving here, and maybe it's moving on. Or maybe they'll stop at these 3 restaurants. The problem I'm having with this is it's going to be very profitable for them. And I think once Disney sees how much money they're going to make off of alcohol, it would be really hard to not sell in other places in the park. So that's just what I'm thinking. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.